earthquake disaster relief and rescue efforts. To give you the updated and a magnitude 6.8 earthquake jolted Luding County, southwest China's Sichuan province at 12:52 p.m. local time on Monday. So far, a total of 46 people were killed, 29 in Ganzi Tibetan Autonomous Prefecture and 17 in Ya'an City. Over 50 people were injured and 16 others are missing. You're looking at this is the earlier footage and looking at people right now stayed in the shelter. And we have all these shelters for the local residents to stay over. And also we have the 8 shelters for electricity power supply and also the health checking as well. So several aftershocks have been recorded in nearby areas. And right now, looking at this disaster relief and rescue work is still going on. to all the viewers. Right now we're still here in the Luding County to give you the updated information after the magnitude 6.8 quake hit Sichuan province, the southwest China's Sichuan province, and you just saw that the shelter place. And also the place where I am, this is the closest village to the epicenter. So let's check around to see how the situation going on here in this village. It's a very, very small village, a small town. So you could see here from this angle is a very beautiful mountain capped with snow. We talk about actually the epicenter this time located inside a national park. This is a quite famous sightseeing place. And this is Moxi Town. The epicenter actually is in the valley of that mountainous place. So that epicenter inside the valley of between the mountains. So it's a sightseeing place, it's a tourist sightseeing place. So we talk about that this time the epicenter actually not with a lot of people there, because right now school is already started, and also the epidemic prevention and control measures. So there are not quite many people in the epicenter. So we talk about maybe the most affected place is this Moxi town. And this is, once again, the closest village to the epicenter. So looking at, this is quite a featured building. And this is a perfect location for people who can enjoy the beautiful scene, could see the snow-capped mountain, and also this is a very cool, chill place. But after a magnitude 6.8 earthquake hit this place 12:52 p.m. yesterday, you could see here still affected a lot. So we still could see that the fallen debris on the road. So that is why this place is also put on alert to keep people away from this place, and away from the fallen debris, fallen the tiles from the rooftop. So you could see on the ground so many debris. So you still could see that it's going to the tiles still going to fall. We don't know that whether it will be fallen triggered by potential aftershocks. As of 7 a.m. this morning, 10 aftershocks have been recorded. That's above 3.0 magnitude earthquake. Why we talk about magnitude 3.0 earthquake? Because people can feel that shaking. So that need to be put on alert, and like people need to pay attention to the secondary disasters. So you could see the debris. We also could see the broken glasses. So that glasses This also could see from the window of the shops.
但是前面的这块玻璃已经完全碎掉了。那我们现在看到的其实只是目前这栋相对来说结构比较好的楼房的一个受损情况。真正可能还有一些情况，我们想给大家看的在这边。这次的强震的影响。
So this is one building. Right now the whole structure, the framework is still okay. So let's check out other buildings.
类似于有一些主要是瓦片或者是外立面、装饰面的这种破损，比如说像我身后的这一块，大家看到也是同样的这种像。
So check the other buildings. So looking at.
装饰墙在这种剧烈的抖动之下，你看一半就掉落下来了。但是好在我们可以注意。
So half of the wall is gone, but the good thing is actually the wall is more for the decoration purpose. So the whole framework of the house is still okay, solid.
这个建筑的目前的状态还是很完整的。应该说这次的地震对于这种比较新的，然后修建的又比较按标准来做的这种楼房来说，相应来说有损伤，但是还不是很严重。但是我们会注意到，对于像我旁边的这一排车，大家仔细看会看到，
But we also let's check the other buildings.
在昨天的强震。
So originally that was a whole wall here. You could see that right now the wall is totally torn down. So far, 4 cars actually previously parked next to the wall, and right now it's all covered by the debris, by all the bricks. And no one trapped inside, but we still could see and how strong it was, the quake.
对这样的画面非常的印象深刻。原本的这样的一面墙，我们注意到强震过后会出现类似于像 X 一样的这样的裂纹。
So we saw these kind of cracks as the X shape, as typical earthquake cracks. So we talk about this kind of magnitude 6.8 earthquake. The longitude wave is short. 其实那就是横波的作用，也是破坏力。But it's a more serious one. That's the transverse waves. So we talk about transverse wave. Actually, that's the most serious impact. A wave that could cause all these damages.
我请摄像小心一下，那个脚下其实全部都是瓦砾。 没事，镜头不用那么稳，我们就是带大家看一下现场。那我们注意一下，其实让我们觉得在这个场景我们看到的，让我们稍微安心一点，就是虽然说这种墙头这样的相对来说结构比较简易的这些
So you could see like the walls seriously collapsed, but we're looking at the whole buildings here that you could see yet some cracks, small cracks. I could see the windows. We could see some small cracks, but overall the framework structure and also the appearance is quite okay. But for the safety consideration, that no one allowed to enter inside, and right now all the local residents gathered at the tents or at this kind of open area. So right now people are not allowed to live inside the buildings because right now no one can guarantee the 100% safety of the house. So you could see that the local residents either located in the tents, the shelters, or people here gathered just next to at the entrance of their home and to prepare their daily life, doing breakfast,
小孩还在吃呢。
and right now living in this open area.
咱这一大家都在家嘛。
So yesterday when the earthquake happened, the two younger ones in school.
哦，那个好在家里的房子现在还好吗？哦，里边也有垮的是吧？啊，好的，我们来看一下这栋的。
So let's check a little bit her house.
这里我们从这个角度可以看得很明显，就刚才那个。
So from this angle, you could see quite a clear.
大家说这次地震的影响，旁边的楼房都还好。这个房
You could see that tall buildings.
对，也不久，里头还有厨房也裂了。哦，明白。但是这个房子就是您盖了多少年了
In a quite solid structure.
？10几年了啊。但是这次的这个垮塌还是挺严重的，这是等于说这半边整个。
We're looking at this kind of easy structured house.
就是裂开了，有裂纹。
More affected.
这样跟大姐就跟我明白了啊，这样跟大姐就跟我说，这是原来家的一个老房子，旁边是后来又建了一个楼房。啊，我在摄像已经看到了，已经看到了。哦，明白了。好的，因为这个大叔可能有点方言，但我大家能听明白，就说有裂纹。
So look at the cracks. So we talk about that the local government yesterday asked people don't go back and stay inside. So you could see that they bring their matrix out to stay in this open place. And also more tents actually also on the way. And more rescue supplies also on the way. And right now, there's no electricity, no water. You're looking at right now, they're doing the breakfast, the quite traditional way. But the local officials also actually looking at their food, waters actually also sent by the local government. So these neighbors right now getting together to enjoy the breakfast. And also wish them stay safe and recover soon. So you still can see they still quite stay positive. Of course, it feels really heartbreaking, but they really appreciate other people's effort, other people's support, and they always tell us that the government sent us the bottles of waters, and who sent us that food, bread. They always remember all these, so they always have hope in their hearts. But still, we talk about that. Once again, that is why local governments emphasize a lot. So you could see that these kind of the well-structured buildings, it seems okay, but still, we talk about right now, there's still that aftershocks could come. So for the safety of the people, and also to stay away from the secondary disaster, we talk about aftershocks right now still within 24 hours of the earthquake. So aftershocks still could happen, still could come for some time. So still better to stay either at the shelter place or at this kind of the open place. And also more supplies on the way. And let me show you on this map so you could have more sense. So let's look at where we are. So we talk about that why we need more time to wait the supplies, to wait for the more rescue supports. So first, epicenter is here. So that's inside the sightseeing place. It's inside the mountainous place, and Moxi Town is the place where we are, and that is the closest village to the epicenter. So this is the closest place. So we would like to bring the current situation on the ground to our viewers to check the situation here in this small town. So when we get off the expressway, then we can go to this road to get to. Dadu River Bridge. So that's also the Rainbow Bridge, named by the local people. But right now, that's the one of the tunnels actually collapsed, had a very serious landslide. So the whole road actually blocked. So yesterday, how we got here? We crossed the mountain up to 3,800 altitude. And also yesterday it's also snowed, so that's also stopped temporarily our journey to this place. So in this season, at this time, at this altitude, it snowed yesterday. So arrived the place this morning. So you look at how we travel here. So we're from the mountainside, arrived at Moxi Town. So right now, if we want to reach Moxi Town, you need to cross the mountain up to 3,800 meter altitude. You need to climb the mountain. It's all white. It's all snow. So we talk about the large vehicles is so dangerous. So right now we tried to think about all the possible ways. Right now this is the one and the only way, only access to the Moxi Town. We talk about tent. We talk about other supplies, still on the way, still on the road. We talk about it because right now the transportation, we talk about the other roads right now still because of the landslide, because of the fallen debris, still need to be cleared. So we're waiting for more the rescue supplies to get to the Moxi Town. But all rescue work is underway. So what concerns us most? First, whether we have access or not. Second, what about telecommunication? How we can communicate with the outside. So yesterday, telecommunication actually is cut off here in Moxi Town. We talk about right now supply of the power, supply of the water, still in shortage. So right now you're looking at electricity, let's use the emergency supply of electricity. And also you're looking at right now we can do this live streaming because we also use that emergency telecommunication supply. And also people work around the clock to restore the base station. So we're also looking at that water resources. Right now we use the emergency water supply as well as we work with firefighting teams. They use their water resources to help local people to get access to water. So you're looking at this so tall mountains surrounded this place. So you could see that mountains around this place. Moxi Town is surrounded by the mountains, and the highest one is also the famous sightseeing mountain. It's around 4,500 meter altitude. And at this place, around 1,200 meter altitude. So we talk about that this just within a very short distance, but you could see that's really huge gap in terms of altitude. So people really think about that. Why not still we talk about looking at number of casualties, still worry us quite a lot. So you're looking at this is very clear, very obvious. You could see that landslide. Some villages located inside or between mountains. So they located in the valley of mountains. So the biggest thing is the road collapsed or blocked by landslide or fallen debris. So for the rescue team, need to climb mountains, cut the trees to actually blaze a new path to enter to the village inside the mountains. So you could see that very clearly we talk about many roads near the epicenter are currently blocked due to landslides. And also that could potentially cause another round of secondary disasters. We talk about Detuo town, and also have a Dadu River. We talk about that water resources. That also could potentially cause a quake lake. So we talk about that. Right now, the experts is studying on the possibility of whether that the quake lake could be informed by the secondary disaster or landslide. So we could see large size equipment coming to the epicenter. You could see right now a lot of people working around the clock to make sure that we can restore the electricity supply, restore water resources, restore electricity, the telecommunication at an early date. We talk about that a live tunnel should be open first. So as we mentioned a lot about how we can try all the way possible to clear the road to let more vehicles, especially large size vehicles, coming in. And also we could see that people think about because that if the road is blocked, then the local government also try to think about whether it's possible to enter to the other villages by waterway. So that is why you also could see that lifebuoys also on board. So we talk about the still at Sichuan places, also with cases of COVID-19. So here we also could see this is quite large the gathering place. So at one hand, people working to rescue and relief efforts, and the other side is also the COVID-19 precaution efforts. So we are here in Moqi town once again. This is the closest town to the epicenter. And also yesterday at 2 a.m., the State Council had a teleconference with the emergency team on the ground. And we talk about this river. It is called Dadu River. At the bank of the Dadu River, there's also a small town called Detuo. So that's at the bank of the Detuo town. And also it's a canyon. So we could see that it's even harder to get access to Detuo town. So from Moxi to Detuo, we talk about that Rainbow Bridge already collapsed. So think about the other ways to get access to Detuo. So that's quite seriously affected the place, and 3 villages nearby. The rescue teams still try to find a way to get access. So for these 3 villages with total population of 2,000 people. So right now, according to the preliminary information, right now so far the situation there is okay, but still waiting for the rescue team to get in. But the local residents show houses also damaged. We talk about right now is the most critical time for the rescue and relief work, because right now it's still within 24 hours after the earthquake struck. So we could see the batches after batches of vehicles, the rescue staff getting in. So we could see that's the different functions getting in. And also could see that a delivery of supplies, daily necessities also getting in. So we could see that the rescue forces composed of armed police, firefighters, medical workers, communication professionals, power technicians, and transportation professionals, all here to carry out the rescue and relief work. We talk about a rescue personnel, supplies, equipment right now coming to the epicenter. And it is race against the clock to find more people trapped. And this is once again the Moxi town, the closed village to the epicenter. And we also tried to find more information for you. Please stay tuned. To all the viewers, once again, you are looking at the special coverage brought you by CGTN New Media to give you the latest situation after a 6.8 magnitude earthquake hits southwest China's Sichuan province. This is jolted Luding County in southwest China's Sichuan province on Monday. The earthquake happened at around 12:52 p.m. local time on Monday, Beijing time. So far, according to our knowledge, a total of 46 people were killed, 29 in the Ganzi Tibetan Autonomous Prefecture and 17 in Ya'an City. And the earthquake also triggered a national emergency response of level 4, and according to the Ministry of the Emergency, China has a 4-tier of the emergency response system. And looking at it, this is the level 3 emergency for earthquake. And also a working team sent by the Ministry of Emergency Management also arrived at the scene, headed by China Earthquake Administration, to give the guidance regarding the disaster relief work in Luding. The Ganzi Tibetan Autonomous Prefecture has dispatched rescue forces of over 635 people, including armed police, firefighters, medical workers, communication professionals, power technicians, and transportation professionals to carry out rescue work. And looking at this is the earlier footage from yesterday. In Luding town, and this is also the nearby places to the epicenter. So far, the local residents either stayed in the shelter, in the tents, or they stayed in at the open place. So make sure that they stay safe and also prevent from the secondary disaster. Looking at it, this is the arrival of the relief supplies, the daily necessities. This the boxes of instant noodles, and also could see that boxes of the bottled water. Once again, to all the viewers, right now you're looking at this is the special coverage brought you by CGTN New Media to give you the latest information after a 6.8 magnitude earthquake hit Luding County, southwest China, Sichuan province. The earthquake happened at 12:52 p.m. on Monday yesterday, and right now we give you a little bit more on the ground to give you the latest information. And this is the M6.8 town. It's a very small town, but it's the closest village to the epicenter. So you could see this very beautiful snow-capped mountain, and the epicenter locates inside the same park. M6.8 town, this is the closest village to the epicenter, and the epicenter is located in a quite famous scenic spot area. So a lot of people ask that where exactly the epicenter? The epicenter inside the scenic area is in the valley or a canyon of the mountains. And right now, and because it's not a peak tourist season, so it's not many people inside the scenic area. So the most affected place actually is this small town. So we really like to know that these around 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers from the epicenter, how's the situation there. So we could see this town, M6.8 town, a very famous town because it's next to the scenic area, so you can enjoy the beautiful scene with the snow-capped mountains. Also, this kind of a featured building style. In August, local people told us that there were many tourists gathered here because it's a very cool place, so you can enjoy a little bit cool summer days while also enjoying that beautiful scene. But after that earthquake happened yesterday, let's check out the situation here. You could see this. Why we could see here. So the warning line up here, because I want to alert people, we'll look at all these, the debris on the ground, and that's all the tiles fallen from the rooftop. So we talked about that yesterday after a big shake triggered by the magnitude 6.8 earthquake. You could see that a lot of these fallen debris right now on the ground. So that's the tiles from the rooftop. It's a very dangerous place. That is why you could see this warning line up here. But still, you could see there's also this kind of very dangerous situation here. This potential risk that could, and aftershocks could also shake all these tiles to the ground. And up to this morning, 7 a.m., 10 aftershocks have been recorded. That's above magnitude 3.0. So we talk about a magnitude 3.0 earthquake can be felt by human beings. So we talk about this kind of the earthquake or aftershocks can trigger the secondary disasters. So we could see these fallen debris, but we also could see these broken glasses. So this the pieces of glasses. So this glass actually, if you could see, as from the shop. So that's one of the window from this shop. So you could see that the whole glass is gone. Once again, this is the Sichuan. You could see that a fine structured houses, buildings. Right now it's okay. Let's also look to check out the other buildings. So if we look at the buildings here, the house is quite solid. So we just saw some of the debris fallen down. Looking at this another houses, you could see that it's just a decorated wall. Actually, have the wall collapsed, but still, the whole framework, the main framework, very solid. So this reinforced the concrete, very strong against the earthquake. So for these kind of structured houses are quite resilient. But let's check another place. So there you could see two cars at least parked here, and next to the car originally there was a wall here, but you could see the wall right now collapsed to the same direction. Right now you could see actually 4 cars parked next to the wall, and you could see right now the car actually buried behind the debris of the wall. So cars quite seriously damaged, but the good thing is no one inside the car, so no injury. But if we look into details, for the wall, you could see that there is kind of the X-shape cracks. So that's it's the typical earthquake-triggered cracks. So we talk about first is the longitudinal wave, that's a vertical wave, and then it's the horizontal wave. So that's a transverse wave that should cause the most serious damage. It's the strongest power to destroy items. So that's caused the whole X wave. So you could see this kind of X-shaped wave, the X-shaped cracks, and that's caused the whole wall collapsed. So for this kind of easy structured building item like this kind of wall actually is collapsed, but you check out other buildings. From the appearance, you could see some small cracks, but the overall structure, the overall framework, from the appearance, it's okay. Seems okay, but the local officials urge everyone to stay outside the buildings, stay outside the homes, and ask local residents either stay in the shelter, in the tent, or in this kind of open space. So you could see the local residents also move their mattresses out. So you could see that the local residents also gather here at the open place, also next to their house. So right now they are eating their breakfast. And this food is sweet or glue pudding, the sweet dumplings. So that's also given by the local officials. So when the earthquake happened, it scared me. So let's check her house. So from this angle, you could see very clearly. And we talk about that you could see that the fan-structured buildings are okay. That's strong enough to stay against the earthquake. But if you look at these very easy structured houses, so it's quite serious damage. We also saw the cracks. So we talk about that is why local governments urged many times that ask local residents to stay outside, don't stay in their house, to stay away from the secondary disaster. So also more tents and other rescue and relief supplies also on the way, rushing to the epicenter and also the other surrounding nearby areas. Right now, there's no access to power, no access to water at home, but still you could see that the people can still cook meals. Still, like the local hotels give them food, and also the neighbors gather together to share food. So wish them stay safe. So you could see that after this kind of disasters, the people here, we know that they're quite worried because their house is heavily damaged. But they very appreciate others' help, and they always with hope in their hearts, so stay positive. They help each other, tide over the difficulties. So the houses, especially the local residential houses, they still could see some cracks, and right now it's still within 24 hours after the earthquake struck. So it's don't go back to their home for their safety consideration. And we still see the more the relief packages, supplies coming in. We saw vehicles coming into the town. So let me show our viewers the map so you could have a better idea about where we are. So let's see the epicenter. This is the place. It's in the scenic spot area. And the Moxi town, where we are, is here. It's the Moxi town. So that's the closest village to the epicenter. So that's the nearest place to the epicenter. And how we got here It's also a very tough journey for us. We talk about Moxi town belong to Luding town. So the Luding County here. So normally if you're off the expressway and then there is a road, take you along this road to Moxi town, to Detuo. So you could see there's a Dadu River Bridge. Right now the issue is right now there's a landslide happened to that bridge, so that also blocked the whole road. So you could not reach the Moxi town through that road. So for us, we traveled 3,800-meter latitude as crossed the mountain yesterday evening because snowed. So that's also delayed our journey. So this morning we restarted our journey to Moxi town. So at this season, it's already snowed here in this mountainous area. So this is the journey we traveled to reach Moxi town. There's a two-way road, a very narrow road. So right now for all the cars, right now this is the only way to reach the Moxi town. Normally, previously, that small cars only allowed to travel because for big cars, for heavy-sized cars, it's so dangerous for them to travel this route. So that is why we talk about that the supplies. We talk about tent. We talk about that all the supplies on the way, waiting the road to be cleared and then reach the Moxi town. So still need some time to clear the road because we saw the fallen debris, we saw the rocks on the road, and also the landslide as well. So two things quite concerned us. First, see whether we could get access to this place, and second, about the telecommunication. Yesterday, we know after the earthquake hit the place, telecommunication were cut off. And right now, we could do this live streaming, and also could see people can use electricity because that's emergency supply of power and also a telecommunication service. You could see right now people have drinking water, have food, and first we have bottled water, and second, also the firefighting trucks help to transport water resources to the place. So the water pipelines, the electricity, the pipelines right now is also right now under checking. So the people work around the clock to make sure they can restore the supply of electricity and water at an early date. Still, let's check the surroundings. You could see this all surrounded by mountains. So Moxi town. The altitude of the snow mountains is around 4,000 to 5,000 meters in altitude. Right now, this village is around 1,200 meters in altitude. So in a very short distance, you could see this quite huge gap in altitude. So we kept hearing casualty reported. We talk about this kind of terrain with high mountains and deep valleys. That terrain actually is one of the reasons cause casualties so far. Like 46 people were killed. You could see that from this angle very clearly. You could see that these two mountains, and in the valley there could be a village located there for the rescue workers. We try to find a way to get into the mountain place. And also we talk about after the 6.8 magnitude earthquake, you could see that landslide happened that could easily block the small roads. So we talk about right now this for the rescue staff, they need to climb mountains or even cut trees to blaze a new path, a new way to get into the village inside the mountains. So transportation, that road should be clear. That's top priority. And you could see that the landslides very easily that happened here. You could see one thing, the earthquake could have some impact, damage to the residential housing. The other is the aftershock triggered landslide, fallen stones, fallen debris. And secondary disaster. We talk about the Detuo actually next to Dadu River. So if the landslide happened, that could be form a quake lake. So experts also studied a possibility of the formation of barrier lake or quake lake, and also the local officials alert people stay in this open place to stay away from the secondary disaster. We could see the large-sized vehicles coming in, and also could see that people working around the clock to restore the telecommunication service, and also you could see the heavy vehicles coming in. We talk about the access holds the key to the rescue and relief efforts. So right now, the people right now think all possible ways to open the access to reach more people, to reach more villages. So also looking at a life buoy. So we talk about that the local officials think about whether we could climb mountains, reach the villages inside the mountains, and also we could use that the villages could use the waterway. So these life buoys also carried on board. So could see that also that's for the COVID-19 purpose, and also do the cleaning work. Because here you could see that more people gathered here, so that disinfect work is also going on, and you could see the firefighting trucks. So Moxichang right now is a hub receiving supplies, vehicles, and tried to find a way from Moxichang to other places. So this is Moxichang, and according to the video conference yesterday, actually today, this morning, 2 a.m., as a meeting conducted by State Council and Emergency Management Department. So looking at this is Dadu River, and there's a Detuo town here at the bank of Dadu River. So Detuo, next to the Dadu River, it's in a low altitude, it's in a valley. Because of the earthquake, it's even harder to get access to Detuo. So from Moxi town to Detuo town, a bridge actually collapsed. You need to think about a way to collapse the bridge, or find other small ways, the village roads, to reach to Detuo town. So also the nearby 3 villages next to Detuo town, right now we could not get access to these 3 villages. So far, according to our knowledge, the local residents around 2,000. And yesterday, at the pioneer teams help us to collect the preliminary information. And right now, the majority of the people stay safe, but still we talk about Detuo town. Also around 10 kilometers away from the epicenter. So the damage situation in Detuo town is also quite severe. Right now, still within 24 hours after the earthquake struck, is in the critical window in terms of timing. So arrived at this place around 6:30 a.m. I saw a batch after another batch of the rescue relief personnel, supply vehicles coming through this road. We saw a power supply emergency truck. So this is the emergency purpose power supply truck. We also saw that the daily necessities and relief supplies arrived here. So this road we talk about is right now is a very important road. We could see that the injured people are sent from this place out to the other towns. And this is also the very important road that the vehicles arrived in Moxi through this road and heading to other village. Right now, everyone races against the clock to save lives, to find more trapped people. And here, once again, this is in Moxi town, the nearest town village to the epicenter. Please always stay tuned with CGTN New Media. We bring you the latest information on the ground. To all the viewers, right now you're looking at this special coverage brought you by CGTN New Media to give you the latest situation on the ground after 6.8 magnitude earthquake hit southwest China's Sichuan province. Here it is Luding County, and looking at it, this is the epicenter or the nearest village to the epicenter. And from this aerial view, we give you the latest on the ground. You could see the tents, that's the temporary shelter for the local residents. And we talk about right now we could get access to the epicenter, but still we talk about the surrounding nearby villages still either need to climb the mountains, or you could also see here by water, by river route to reach the villages inside the mountainous areas. We talk about still the roads are currently blocked by landslides, fallen debris. So you could see here the firefighting teams, the rescue teams using boats to try to through the waterway to reach the villages inside the mountains to find different access to get to the villages so far not reached yet. A total of 37 people are confirmed died, 12 are missing, and 170 have been hospitalized. And talking about the epicenter, that's located in a scenic spot place, and over 200 people are still trapped at quake-stricken scenic spot. So once again, here in Luding County, and this is Luoxi village. You could see that right now we could see more vehicles coming to the place, to the epicenter. So once again, the Luoxi Moxi County is the clearest place to the epicenter, so looking at the surroundings. So this is actually, you could look at the mountains. We talk about this is a scenic spot. This is a very famous place as a glacier and forest nature reserve here in this place. And Moxi town is the nearest village to the scenic spot. We're looking at so far the frame of the houses here is still okay. We could see that not a lot of the houses collapsed, but still we could see the fallen debris, broken glasses on the ground. So you could see that very clearly the Moxi County is surrounded by mountains. And you could see that the yellow on green, that yellow part, that's the landslide. So you could see from this angle there are many landslides happened. See a quake triggered landslide, and also landslide blocked the road. So that's also caused a big difficulty in clearing the road So we talk about that right now. People think about different ways to clear the road, to get access to other places nearby, and also think about the waterway as well. Try to use the waterway to find the new paths to reach the villages inside the mountains. Right, we still give you the more latest information on the ground here. We once again a epicenter, or we call it the nearest village to the epicenter, is Moxi County or Mosi village. And yesterday the telecommunication actually is cut off. Right now we have a restored telecommunication, but still, so bear in mind, forgive us, sometimes the signal is not that stable. So once again here, this is Mosi town. And this is the Mosi town in Luding County. So when we talk about that, the Hailuogo scenic spot, so a lot of people know it very well, and it's quite famous. So you could see the mountains, and that's very famous place as a national reserve park. So it's a very famous, not only in China but also around the world, a very famous a scenic spot called Hailuogo scenic spot, a glacier and a forest and nature reserve. So every year this is a very hot destination for tourism. And we talk about the Mosi town, and also it's a very, right now become a very important hub here, because that's right now become the place to gather all these a disease and disaster relief and rescue personnel, supplies, facilities. We talked about it yesterday that the telecommunication and power supply are cut off. Right now you could see that we see the telecommunication companies also set up their booths here. They try to work around the clock to restore the power supply and also the telecommunication service. So you could see a different signals. The guaranteed facilities here. So we could see right now, you could see people can use cell phone, make phone calls, and also we could use signals as well to do the live streaming. So the signal projectors restored. And talking about power supply, here you could see this kind of yellow truck. That's emergency purpose power supply truck. So you could see more vehicles guiding through this road. And you could see there are different booths, that each booth belongs to a different company or a government department. So that's the different departments gather here to do their jobs, perform their duty. And right now the electricities, lightings actually can cover the whole Mosi town. So if, let's say, the local residents want to charge their phones, and here you could see that we have this little facility here. This is a portable large battery bank. So you could see people gather here to charge their phones. So this is a power bank. From this side, let me count. That's around 4 lines, 7 charge port. So we in total have a 28 sockets, and the other side also 28 sockets. So in total around that 56 people, where 56 phones can be charged. So this is kind of a movable, or we talk about this kind of a movable a battery bank to help the local residents and also the rescue staff to charge their phones. Right now it's around 11:33 a.m. Beijing time and also local time. It's very soon will be the lunch time. And here you could see the local residents also get their daily necessities from the different towns. So you could see right now, once again, that this is the shelters organized by local authorities. And this is one of the shelters. And before, this is a square. And right now, this is become a centralized shelter for local residents to stay over. So in total, around 200 to 300 people stay here. The number is still changing. We don't have the latest number, but so far, based on our rough calculation, around, let's say, 300 people accommodate here. So you could see there are all these tents here. It is a temporary tent for local residents. We talk about this place actually in this season. It's very cold. You could also see that people, they wear like fleece in daytime. Especially in the evening, it's a very low temperature. And we talk about in the daytime, in noon time, it's okay, it's still warm, but you see people wear downs in the evening. So we have tents here for local residents, but we also you could see that different camps also built up here. You could see that a medical purpose, we have medical staff here stationed in this camp. So that say if the local residents with injuries, they can visit this camp for medical service. And let's also see we have other camps for volunteers. And also there's a different tent available for local residents. So normally inside the tent, that's around 3 to 4 beds inside. So here in this square, we could see more and more tents built up. And we also visit, let's see, this place. That's also another quite warm place. We talk about, you could see that a lot of young kids here. Because of the earthquake, they could not go to school. And here we have that sort of like a daycare center or a kids gathering place. And we also have volunteers here to organize the kids to draw pictures. So here it is called a kids family. So you could see that the younger ones gathering here. To bring some happiness. And their parents either involved right now in the disaster relief rescue work. Right now they also have other duty to perform. So far, yesterday, around 60 kids visit here. So this is a very warm and sweet place. So we could see here, this is a kind of a care center. So you could see this is a place that for kids to stay and their parents can be perform and involved in their duty. It's almost lunchtime. And here is a kind of like a kitchen or cafeteria or canteen for this shelter place. So you could see that yesterday is not that easy for people to build up this whole kitchen. So yesterday people eat some fast food or the easy make food, but today you could see that fresh vegetables also arrived at this shelter place. And also you could see that right now they can enjoy some really warm, that heated food, and also could see pork piled here as well. And also you could see here that a bottled water. So right now people in the shelter place and also the rescue staff can enjoy some a hot food. So this is just one of the shelters. But still you could see here, we can see the still fallen debris. So the decorated wall is damaged. So you could see the fallen debris on the ground. So once again, this is Sichuan in Luding County, and it's the nearest village to the epicenter. And we will also visit other places to give you more information on the ground. We still talk about the transportation, that these also blocked, and also the people are trapped at the Halogo scenic spot. So we'll bring you more. Please always stay tuned with CGTN New Media.
吃个饭。
他就一阵儿一阵儿的。
对，要不先吃个饭。
我去楼上买一个下来就行。
哎，好吧。
行，我马上回来。
对，然后这会儿要是没什么翻译，你先那歇会儿，先备着，然后有的话，然后再给您寄的。
行，
合不合适？
没事，我就马上下来就行。
也太累了。
没事，因为他一阵儿一阵儿的，搞不清楚他什么时候。
新闻的网友，你们好，我是总台央视记者唐国荣。那么我现在所在的位置呢是应急管理部的指挥中心，在今天上午的11点钟。
我来之前刚吃了。